I'm going through a breakup. So today I decided to write some of these thoughts that I'm having. I'm just going to share with all of you. I've learned that I'm very much an oversharer. I like to talk my feelings through. I give a lot of myself away with little to no shame. And I was incredibly open with my feelings in my last relationship. I did not keep any part of myself hidden from my partner, but looking back I realised how much I was sharing about my life to her, while how much effort she tried to keep a large part of herself hidden. Relationships are supposed to be reciprocal, not transactional. You give out a lot for love with a reasonable hope that the other person recognises your efforts and loves you enough to give the same amount back. And out of that recognition, they appreciate for what you've given them, and their returns are never out of obligation because they don't want to be in debt for you, but because instead they love you. Being with someone who doesn't reciprocate is someone who will never appreciate you, but will never stop you from wanting to make their life a little bit more convenient. Because that's all you are to them, a convenience. A sure way to be gaslit and drive yourself mad. It's the same when you're sharing thoughts, feelings, experiences together. Have you ever felt you shared so much to one person, but they rarely shared anything back to you? When one person in a relationship chooses to bottle their emotions, thoughts, and issues, instead of expressing their feelings to their partner, it creates an imbalance that can go unnoticed for a long period of time. They may quietly build up resentment, frustration, or unmet needs, never giving the other person the chance to really understand what is truly wrong with them. Instead of openly communicating their struggles, they continue to carry this emotional burden, often thinking that their partner should just know that everything's okay, or everything will magically resolve itself. They avoid questions when you approach them about their well-being, and they don't provide enough information for you to understand how they're truly feeling. This kind of emotional withholding leads to a disconnect. The person who has been silently suffering might stop pulling away, but only because they haven't voiced their concerns. It can be frustrating when you mention to them throughout the relationship that do not talk to you about your feelings, about their feelings. Yet they do not try to lean on you for support. But then you might begin to start subtly noticing them pulling away. Something has changed, but usually once you start to notice, it becomes too late. You quickly scramble to try and save the relationship. You make the hard conversations and address any problems that you might have been hiding away yourself and not addressing. You try to introduce new dynamics into a relationship to try and keep it fresh and unique. You try to get her to talk more about yourself, but by then, usually, it's too late. She's made up her mind a long time ago. She's moved on away from you, and she's looking ahead, and she's just waiting for the right time to end things with you. While I, the partner, remains unaware, believing that everything continues to be fine. All you want to do is just to ensure that their mental well-being feels supported. Your relationship is healthy, and they're doing okay. It is my job to ensure the person that I'm in love with is doing okay because I care deeply about them. I wasn't given enough information to really understand what she was going through. When the person finally reaches their breaking point and decided to end the relationship, it can feel like an unexpected betrayal as you're left behind. I was blindsided by the sudden withdrawal, unaware of the gravity of emotional erosion that was quietly happening beneath the surface of our relationship. Like a penny dropping on the ground, it was all over. All the conversations describing how much you love each other an hour before just immediately get stripped away from the closed-off partner. Any plans and dreams of the future are simply removed from existence, and it is soul-destroying. Your brain immediately switches into a different direction. Your entire life has just changed in a single moment, and it's the equivalent of someone precious in your life simply just passing away. You have a sudden void of emptiness with your heart stuck in the middle with so much love left to give, only to them as well, but they're gone. And this cycle is damaging, because it's not about mutual understanding or growth, it's about an unmet needs that go unspoken until it's too late. The one who bottles up things don't get to feel truly heard, and I'm left behind scrambling for answers that were never given and probably never will be. It becomes an emotional gamble, and when it finally breaks, both sides are left with the painful realization that the relationship was never as reciprocal as they first thought. In the end, when communication withheld or avoided, it can lead to a slow unravelling, leaving one person feeling deeply hurt and the other bewildered and simply just confused. So, just communicate with one another. You know, there are times I think I didn't press hard enough to try and understand what she might have been going through. Or there are times that I thought that I left things as they were because she refused to elaborate further. Or there are times when she would said that she would explain when I'm next around, but then she never did. And you're simply too afraid to bring it up because you feel like she's changed her mind about telling you. It's just prime examples of both partners not communicating any problems in their relationship or about themselves and staying silent, probably assuming that it will solve itself in time. But trust me, it just won't. And it sucks. It just sucks. You lose the person that you love, and that is it. That there are moments in life when the world shifts beneath your feet, leaving you unsteady and searching for balance. And this is just one of those moments. Love, once a shelter, now feels like an ache reminder of what it was and what it no longer is. But even in the midst of all the heartbreak, there's quiet strength. It whispers that the pain we're both feeling will someday pave the way for healing and new beginnings. But I can never forgive you for what happened the night before Valentine's Day. I asked you not to get too drunk and stay out crazy late with your friends that night, as you've done multiple times within those last few weeks while missing university and work because you've been too hungover. But instead of listening to me, you ignored my requests and dropped the penny instead. And all I wanted to do was spend quality time with you. But it seems that your friends are more important.